started. I'm going to just talk real briefly about what we're going to cover tonight. If you're type A, like Katie and I both are, then you like a list, you like an itinerary, you like a game plan. And that is what we're going to be doing tonight. We are going to talk about how to transition from one month to the next, the gift of giving in December. We're going to talk through how to plan our month out, for December together. We're going to go ahead and give you guys some time and tips to be able to do that. We're also going to talk about creating momentum, holding yourself accountable before going into January, remaining consistent. Things are going to boom come January 1st. All those people who are going to be doing New Year's resolutions, they're going to start their game plan starting to January 1st. So we want to create momentum and start planting those seeds and being consistent every single day before then. We are also going to talk about how to dedicate your focus, what we know that works, not figuring out, different things, trying out new things. Now is not the time to do that. Now is the time to be consistent. So we are going to utilize what we have instead of trying to figure things out or do something new. Stick with what you have, stick with what you know. We're going to talk about giving, teaching, and being able to plan and execute. Katie is going to ask a couple questions. We're going to get you guys to interact in the chat. So Katie, I'm going to hand it off to you.
All right, so we're going to have, our whole purpose is to have fun on this and to plan and really get interactive with one another and take the time now to plan your December. But first, we're going to start off on a little bit of serious note, and then we'll get into some fun stuff. And this is where you have to be honest with yourself. And I really do want to utilize the chat box just to get everybody seeing where everyone else is at, right? So I have a few questions, and these are questions that I like to ask myself come the end of the month. How am I ending the end of the month? Have you given up already, right? Tomorrow is the end of the month. Are we kind of like, I'll just kind of like wait it out and then I'll start back up in December, right? Or are you creating that momentum to then flow into December? Because your momentum now, it's not like there's a reset button on December 1st. We just keep going, right? So go ahead and drop in the chat as I ask these questions. Have you stopped, or are you creating momentum? You can just use the word stopped or momentum, whatever works for you. But I just want to show you know where you're at, right? And we're all in the same boat. And then the next question, I'm going to fly through a few of them. So just drop them as I ask them. What's the other one that I asked? Oh, I already asked that question. Here we go. Do you wait to push for a new goal until the end of the month, or do you hit the ground running on December 1st? Do you wait or do you go, right? Are you sitting right now at the end of the month saying well, shit, I wanted 4K, but now I'm going to push for it, right? Or I wanted 12K, or I wanted 40K. Did you want that at the beginning of the month? And then you kind of fell off mid-month. You're like, nah, it's probably not going to happen. At the end of the month, you're like, wait, but I still want it. And it seems really far off, right? So how do we prevent that from happening? The next question I want to ask is, do you have a plan, or do you kind of just wing it? Are you a planner? Or are you I'm a fly by the seat of my pants and cross my fingers that it happens, right? I am very much so. I have got sticky notes everywhere, right? I've got sticky notes holding up my laptop right now. When you think someone's got their shit together, they don't. I've got sticky notes underneath my laptop to even it out, right? So do you plan, or do you just wing it? Or you kind of half in, half out? It's I kind of plan, then I kind of wing some other things, right? And this is just to get honest with yourself. See where you're at. See how you operate in your business. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the way I operate is different than the way Diane operates. It's different than the way Alexis operates, which is different from the way Sabrina operates, right? We're all in the same boat, doing the same thing, but all of our businesses and how we work it is differently based upon what works for us, right? And I want you to keep this in mind as we're going through. Notice what works and what doesn't work for you, right? If it's planning works, keep doing it. Winging it works, do it. If something's not working, try something different, right? This is all about trial and error. That's what this industry is. That's what freaking life is. It's trial and error. If it doesn't work, don't do it again, right? Try something new. So next question is, are you showing up every day in your business, or are you only showing up when there's a sale? That makes a huge difference in your business. right? If it was, well, I really didn't post it all this week, but Black Friday happened, so I posted for Black Friday and nobody responded back. Like, why didn't they reach out? They're like, where'd you go? Like, where'd you go? Right? So is it every day or is it when you feel like it? Next question I want to ask is, are you creating genuine relationships with people, or are you only talking to people when there's a sale? And there's going to be a lot of correlation with all this. These kind of seem like all over the place with questions, but these are questions as to maybe this is the answer to your question. If a lot of people that ask, like, how do you create genuine relationships? How do you talk to people without talking about the business or talking about the product or being like, yeah, I've got another sale. You want to make the jump now, sis? Like, you know, and if that's something you need to work on, don't be ashamed of that. Working on creating relationships is part of what we do. It's how we learn, it's how we grow, and it's how we get better at it. So keep that in mind. The next question I want to ask is, do you want your business to grow? Maybe you're in a season right now, and like, this is a season where, I think Courtney had said this in another huddle probably months ago, where it's like, it's normal to doubt yourself in a season where it doesn't feel normal, right? So if you're sitting in a boat right now where it's like, I want my business to grow, but I don't know how to do it. I want my paycheck to grow, but I don't know how to do it. I'm crossing my fingers that one day it'll just happen. Crossing our fingers isn't going to get you there, right? It's not just going to happen. So are you sitting in a boat where it's like, I want to grow my business. I want to get to where I want to be. I've got a freaking plan. I've got a vision. I know where I want to go. I just need to figure out how to get there, right? And this is where we're going to break it down, because for me, that's what planning does for me. When I break it down and I see it and I know how to execute it, then I know how to show up. Then I know what to do in my business there. And then I know where to put my focus into it, rather than just saying, I want to go 4K, I want to go 12K, 40, 80, 200. Because without a plan, it's 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen. You don't just wake up one morning and you're like, oh, shit, we went 200K. Do you see that? Like, it doesn't just happen like that, right? There's a lot of planning and a lot of prepping, and there's just a lot of work that goes into it, no matter where you are trying to get within your business. And then the next question I want to ask, okay, I kind of said this earlier, but it's all about all these questions that we ask ourselves is, you have to be honest with yourself. You don't have to be honest with anybody else but you, because you sit with your business at the end of the day, no matter what. So how does all of this correlate with one another? How are we going into this tonight? This is where we're going to plan, we're going to create, we're going to execute, and then we're going to repeat. And that's how you do it every single month. And that's what you do every single day. You plan, create, repeat, execute, and repeat. You plan, create, execute, repeat, right? Some days are going to look different than others. Some days may not go as you want it to go, right? But guess what? You got tomorrow. But that means we're still going to keep going. You plan, you create, you execute, you repeat. If something doesn't work, guess what? Scratch it out. Try something different, or just eliminate it from what you're already doing, right? Because at the end of the day, with your business, you can have all of the tools, all of the resources, all of the trainings. You can learn, you can download every damn app onto your phone. It doesn't matter. You can sign up for all the courses out there in the world. But until you start utilizing what's right in front of you and executing this before you move on to something new, it's going to be way more difficult. And you're not going to see, you're not going to see that growth and that progress that you want to see before you start learning to execute what you're already doing. So a big question that is asked, and I am guilty of asking it before, and it's not a bad question, but I want to flip the perspective for you. Instead of asking somebody, especially if you were here right now on this Zoom, you know what you have your hands on, or I hope to God you know what you have your hands on. As far as this business, this opportunity, the resources in this team, the amount of there's just so much abundance here that I hope you know what you have your hands on. So instead of asking the question, and I challenge you to kind of catch yourself before asking it. A lot of times we often ask other people, well, how do you do it? How? Like, what do you do? Like what? Like almost we're waiting for them to give us a magical tip that it's like, oh my God, no shit. That's what I was forgetting. Like now my business is going to boom, right? Now I've got it. Instead of asking somebody, how do you do it? Ask yourself, flip it in the manner of, why isn't my why strong enough that I'm not executing what I have my hands on right now? Why am I looking for this secret sauce? Why am I looking for the secret answer? Why am I looking for this, that, and the third, thinking that I don't have enough tools and resources at the palm of my hands to do what I need to do, right? So I really want you to ask yourself that before asking that question again, like, how did you do it? Or how do I do it? Utilize what you have your hands on first. If it's how do you show up every day? How do you stay consistent? Ask yourself why you're not. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean it in a way of challenging yourself. Because I actually got asked this question yesterday from someone who's looking to start the business. She's like, well, I've done other businesses before, but like, how do you stay consistent? I'm like, I became desperate enough to want something to change in my freaking life. And I hope everybody doesn't have to get to that low point in their life, right? To where it's like you're so desperate for change, you're willing to do anything, but at the same time, you want change, but you're kind of comfortable where you're at right now, but you want to bring it to the next level. This is where we level up. This is where we take that next step. Maybe if you don't plan, this is planning for you. Maybe if you don't prep, this is prepping, batching your content, batching your pictures, right? Going into a month with a plan rather than waiting till the last day of the month, wondering why the hell didn't I go 4K? I want it so bad. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Right? Because then time just goes like next thing, I mean, we're literally going into the new year, right? So what are you going to do differently? And that's what we want to speak into tonight is how do you plan, create, and execute? And as we call the title of it, deck the halls in December. And this is what you can repeat every single month as you go into a new month, as your team starts to build. And obviously this list is going to get longer and longer as your team grows, but that is the lovely thing with having different leaders within your organization, right? Is having help along the way. So I'm going to pass it back over to Diane, because before we get into planning, executing, writing out our month of December and what our plans and goals are, we're going to hop into donations in December and speak into that a little bit as well. This is something else where we're going to be talking about taking the focus off of ourselves and putting it into others. And this is one of them. So back to you.
Okay, y'all. So I know Courtney has said this before, but when you take the focus off of yourself, your entire business changes, and you will notice that, you know, things are happening and you're not really focused on yourself anymore. And that was like the main ingredient to seeing the success that you're looking for. And so Courtney did this last year and it changed the game for my family. We were able to, you know, give back in a way that we normally wouldn't have. And so this is what I've been doing. I started this yesterday. I don't know how many of you have already seen it, but I have started collecting donations. And what we're doing is we're spreading holiday cheer to the nursing home residents in our local area. And how we're doing that is we are tying our business into it. So we are taking donations for $22, which is our hand and foot cream price, right? They're going to get that. We're going to also pitch in for non-slip Christmas socks, and then we were writing handwritten Christmas cards. And we did this last year and we were able to donate to 30 residents. We had enough for every single resident in their nursing home, and it was so awesome to be able to give back, but also for our business, y'all. You are able to collect those donations, and not only is it a tax write-off for you, but it is going to create volume. And the way we do this is I have an account, a customer account for my son, okay? He is going to place a bulk order after we collect all of the money from Venmo, PayPal, Facebook Pay, however you want to collect the donations. And you are going to talk about your goal. How many people do you want to donate to? Last year we had 30. and we had shot for a goal of 45. This year, we're shooting for a goal of 50. I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to be able to hit it. We already have 25 donations collected, and I already put in one order. I put one in yesterday so that when we had the buy two get one free promo going on, we were able to get an extra 7. I placed an order of 14 yesterday. So that's how we're doing it. I would highly recommend talking about it, creating urgency, making an unfold, sending out messages to your friends and family. This is not going to be like a, hey girl, you're so pretty, do you want to join my team? That's not what we're doing. We're literally sending out messages to friends and family who would support you. This is my goal. We are trying to raise funds to donate to our local nursing home. And you don't have to do a nursing home, y'all. You could do an organization that, I don't know, maybe is near and dear to your heart. Maybe you want to donate to moms who have babies in the NICU. Maybe you want to just donate to your local hospital because you want to support the healthcare workers who, you know, have had so much going on right now. Maybe you want to donate some like little goodie bag, whether it's Blast or the hand and foot cream or anything like that, to teachers. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do. I would highly recommend finding something that is near and dear to your heart and something that you can tie a story to. For me, I have always done something with a nursing home, whether my son, we take him with Cub Scouts, whether he's going caroling at the nursing homes or something like that. We have always done something every single year. And so when Courtney mentioned this last year, it was perfect. It worked perfectly with our business. We were able to, like I said, collect donations for 30 hand and foot creams from our skincare line. 30 times 22, y'all, think about that. Not only is it a donation to someone and an organization that's near and dear to your heart, but that's 30 times 22, that's volume. So that is going to, you know, create volume in your organization during a time when maybe you're not seeing the volume that you normally would be because of the season, y'all. It's Christmas. People are not concerned with their health and wellness goals right now. They're, like I said, focused on Christmas. They're focused on all kinds of other things. So that's a good way to also, you know, bump up your volume while benefiting others. And so that's what I normally do, is collect all of the donations. I set an end date to the fundraiser. And then once I do that, I'll place a bulk order. This year was a little different just because of the buy two get one sale, but place a bulk order once you have all of the donations collected. And then you can go on Amazon. They have the socks there. You could find something else, like I said, whatever is going to be best for you and your organization, wherever you're donating to. And then package those up in cute little Christmas bags. Walmart has those cute little Christmas gift bags. They're like 98 cents for a pack of them. So it's really an awesome time to be able to not only give back, but it's just really cool. It's so cool. I remember last year we did this, and this sweet little old lady, like, she grabbed my son's hand and gave him a kiss on the hand and said she was going to pray for him every single day this year just because she was so grateful. Think about, you know, everything that they've gone through this year. 2020 has been quite the storm. So it would just bring so much smile to their face and so much cheer. And so yes, like Courtney said, make sure if you're doing the nursing home to do the non-slip socks. I found them on Amazon. They're Christmas themed, and they had the grippies at the bottom. So you don't want to give them the really fuzzy ones that don't have the grips on the bottom, because that is a big hazard. So yeah, I think that's all I had on that. I think Katie was going to go ahead and go into planning for December. What's our goal? How are we going to tackle this? And go ahead and get your pen and paper, y'all.
Yeah, so if you don't have it already, grab a pen and paper. This does not have to be perfect, but at least write down either, we're going to go through it in bullet point form. That's how I have it in my notes. But while you're grabbing that for a hot second, what Diane was talking about the donations too, y'all, is that you can literally make that a tradition every year. Like the fact that Diane has pictures from last year that she's been posting about, I think is freaking awesome, because it shows people like, listen, we did this last year, we're doing it again. It's almost like social proof in a sense, where it's like, this is legit, like we're doing it, you know, and document it along the way too. Maybe nursing home doesn't relate to you. Like, I was talking with Diane last night where I was like, dude, I don't have like, doesn't make sense for me. You know, I don't really relate to that. But I was like, but we did go to the doctor. And I'm like, well, shit. Like, I remember being like in healthcare and being in the healthcare field. And that's where I used to work. And I'm like, feel bad for everybody, like just like this year, because it's just been crazy. And that would have been me had I still been with my job, you know, and just kind of flipping the switch and giving back to a place that I used to be in. And just a little idea too, I'm going to put one together and put a flyer together in Canva. And then I'm going to do one for healthcare workers, just like local around here. We got a few urgent cares here, like just on our street. And I'm going to put together the charcoal face mask just because everybody's wearing masks all day long. So something for their face. And then I'm also going to give a second option of the hand and foot lotion as well, because people use hand sanitizer all day, every day in urgent cares, and it dries the crap out of your hands. So those are just ideas if you guys want to use those as well. But let's go ahead and get into planning mode. So some of this you may have to do behind the scenes because of the fact that it takes a little bit more extensive searching through your cloud office, but basis of it at the top, what are you running after? What goal are you running after? What rank are you running after, right? Is it 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K? And I always did this before when, if you're in the loop too, between like, you're at 12K, you're going after 40K, it's a huge jump. If you're still running for 40K, like write that at the top of your paper, right? And you can see your growth. It's not like, oh, I'm reaching for 20K, right? It's not like, go for the next one, go big or go home. Like put the next one down on the paper, right? So write out your overall, like what's your goal at the top of your paper. So now that you've got that, I'm writing down mine with you. So now that you've got that distinguished, now we're going to break it down one step further. Now we're going to look at our team. So this is where I'm going to break it up. If you have maybe you don't have a team just yet, right? Maybe you're working on building that, or maybe you do have a team. So if you do have a team, this is where you break it down to, okay, who is running after 4K? Yeah, I literally write out 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K. And I leave blank spaces next to each one, so I can fill in names of people, right? Who is running after a goal? So that you may not be able to do right now here on the Zoom, right? Because it's going to take some going through your cloud office, looking and see, right? If you don't know off the top of your head. Now, if you don't have a team just yet and you're working on building that, your goal is 4K. If you're in your VIP period, writing down your VIPs and what that consists of, right? That's a goal. Writing down that your VIP 800 is 2 customers on auto ship, 2 promoters on a pack. VIP 1600 is 4 customers on auto ship, 4 promoters on a pack, right? If you are working towards 4K, do you have people on your team already, or do you not? If you do not, then you're working on building a team, right? So maybe your goal is writing down how many promoters am I looking to change your life with this business and, you know, lock arms and do this with us, right? So maybe it's writing that down. Take it from whatever boat you're sitting in right now with your business. Now, after I go ahead and we've written our goal at the top, we've written out 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K. I think this is really important too, because at one point, Courtney also said, think about it math-wise. If you're a numbers nerd, you'll love this, but how do you get to 200K? And we always talk about 4Ks, right? 50 people at 4K equals 200,000. 50 people at 4K in an organization equals 200,000, right? So when you think of it, with me, when I think of it in that way, and I don't know about you, but our goal is to go to the top of the company, right? I mean, like go big or go home, right? And when I break it down in that sense, I'm thinking, wow, like how many people can we help get to 4K? How many people can we like help reach a new rank? When you think about it in that aspect, that's where we're reaching down again, right? You can't reach up. You can't go up by yourself. You just can't, right? So this is where you reach down. If you went 4K, cool. Go help someone else go 4K, right? You went 12K, cool. Help someone else 12K, right? You're going 40, going to like same thing. And that's what you're going to continue to do throughout your business. That's why it's super important to write down what people's goals are and communicate that with them. Touch base with those people. Don't just assume that like, well, honey, I had you down for like 12K. And they're like, well, I had me down for 4K. And you're like, well, let's get on the same, like, you know what I mean? Get on the same page. Know what goals that you're working on together. know where you're working towards and how you can help them in that sense. Already said, reaching out after you've written down goals for people, touch base with them, be like, hey, this is what I have written down for this month. Like, we going? Like, we doing this together? We on the same page? Right? So now where do you go from that? That's great. You establish what your goal is. How do you get to that goal? Not only is it helping people on your team reach that goal, but then it's also setting your own personal goals as well. And this is what you replicate within your team, setting personal goals. What are your goals this month when it comes to new customers, new promoters, and samples, right? Because our business is our product leads from the forefront all the time. 3 steps speak for themselves when it comes to customer or when it comes to being a promoter. Doesn't matter. We lead with our product. That's what we all fell in love with. So this is where I'm writing down little notes underneath is, okay, how many samples do I want to send out per week? Break it down per week. So I find that sometimes when I write out okay, I want to send out 30 samples this month, and then we get halfway through the month, I'm like, shit, I didn't do anything I didn't, get anything out the door the first week. So break it down by week. Hold yourself accountable to it. If you've never sent out samples before, I'm going to tell you, do it. Courtney said in the beginning, she sampled her way to 200K, right? Well, I say in the beginning, but I remember hearing that last year in the beginning when I started, but yeah. So samples, I know. And think about it. Did you start on a sample? Were you a sample customer? Did you start on a 3-day? I know I did. And I have to think about it in that sense too, because sometimes you can never underestimate the power of sending out samples. And what you can call it too with the holiday time, holiday happy pack, dude. Call it a holiday happy pack. And, this is where you can do freebies on Fridays and doing the whole comment thing where it's like a duck, duck, goose. You comment holiday before I comment happy, and then you can get people working that way and hand out a free holiday happy pack. You can be consistent every single week and offer them 2 times a week. Pick out 2 days in the month of every week in the month of December. When are you going to offer up the 3-day samples? Is it going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays? Is it going to be Sundays and Wednesdays? Is it going to be Mondays and Thursdays? Whatever 2 days, and be consistent with it. There might be weeks where people don't vote on your poll, and then next week 8 people vote on your poll, but that's why you keep offering it, right? People see it enough times, they're like, okay, let me try it, right? Even if it's 6 months or a year later, they're like, okay, let me try it, right? So write down a goal. For me, I'm going to make a goal of sending out, I'm going to aim high, but 10 samples a week. I don't know why that seems high to me, but it just does, right? Because I know I've sent out 6, 7, 8 samples in a week before. Why can't we do 10, right? So maybe it's setting 5 or 10, right? If it's starting with 5, start with 5. That's one almost Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 1 per day during the work week, I guess you would call it. So samples, 10 per week, right? What does that do for you? Brittany did this in a, oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me. I said her full name. Britt said this in a MMM where she was talking about 10 samples a week. And I was like, let me get nerdy with you for a hot second, okay? I was like, because numbers are my jam. 10 a week, 4 weeks in a month, 10 times 4 equals 40 potential customers or promoters in your business in a freaking month. Not only would that domino effect into the month that you're already in, but then it's going to continue on in the next month as well. So think about that, 40 people, or if you had 5 samples out a week, 5 times 4 equals 20. That's 20 freaking potential people. Don't underestimate the power of samples and numbers, because I love numbers, but getting the product in people's hands. How many new customer lives are you trying to change this month? December. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. How many new customers are you looking to change this month? Oh, and I should say that if you don't have product on hand, I'm sorry, I closed out the chat box. If you don't have product on hand to send out for samples, you can buy them through the cloud office. And think of it this way. If you get, it's $72. Here comes my numbers nerd again, right? $72 for 6 samples. It's 3 days worth of vitamins, 3 days worth of vanilla shakes, 3 days worth of basic DFTs. If I'm doing my math correctly, even if you sold them at $15 a piece times 6, that's $90. That covers the 72. You can also use credits for it as well if you need to. right? So 6 times, yeah, $90. So you have that full amount to then pay for the samples, and it counts as volume, dude. Counts as volume. It's like everything counts as volume here. I think it's freaking amazing. So I love everybody putting this down, 20, 25, 15, 20, right? And how do you do that? It's getting product in people's hands, right? So that's where samples are a big thing. And then writing down how many new promoters are you looking to bring on board with you to do this business with you? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 50? Like, how many people are you looking to change a life with, right? And I think of it in this way too. Come the end of the year, everybody's like, New Year, 2021, new resolution. I'm going to change my life. And like, insert business, right? I don't know. Sometimes it puts a little fire underneath somebody, like someone's butt, and gets them going. So don't fall off that track either, because going into January, people are literally looking to change their, like, everything about their life, because, you know, January 1 flipped over and people are like, let me change my entire life, my health, my fitness, my, what I'm doing from home, my income, like all of this. So this is why you need to stay on the ball now, because when January pops, everybody and their mother is going to be like, let me hit my New Year's resolution. Who's going to help me do it? Right. And we've kind of fill in all those bubbles. So that's why you say on top of it. So we talked about samples, what your goal is per week, which then turns into per month. We talked about how many new customers are you looking to help next month, how many new promoters. And then when it comes to how are you prepping your content, are you hopping on batch posting is what I'm trying to say, right? Are you taking advantage of batch posting? If you struggle with creating content, are you getting on a tool and a resource that helps you create that content and do it efficiently to where you were speaking into both the customer side as far as the products and the business side as well, to where you don't just feel like you're cranking out, like, here's me holding up my 3 steps. Here's me holding up like my, like, you know, instead of just holding up product, like, how are you speaking into your business about you, your life, your journey, as to how it relates to somebody else? So if that is something that you're struggling with, is that something you're making time for? Even if it's catching on the live or catching on the replay, we've got all the replays too that, and guarantee we did just start earlier, beginning of this month, but this is something that you can incorporate. It's an hour and it preps you for the week. We're talking about prepping for the month too at this point, right? Especially as we go into the holidays, super important. So what meetings are you showing up to? Write that down. Know what you're showing up to on, like, literally on a day-to-day basis. You can literally grab these. Here's sticky notes everywhere, but I have a desk calendar. If you work from your phone as far as calendars, great. I'm a pen and paper kind of person. So I have a desk calendar. If you have a little calendar like this, whatever the case may be, write out the freaking meetings, even if you memorize them. Know what you're showing up to. Is it the morning MMMs? Is it the evening MMMs? Are you showing up to are you dedicating yourself to every Sunday huddle? Is it the batch posting? Is it, yeah. Just know what you're showing up to. Write it down, dedicate yourself, and have a plan. This is all into the planning process. So knowing what you're showing up to, knowing what meetings that you're going to be attending, even during the craziness, right, of the holiday season. Everyone and their freaking mother is busy at the end of the year. So it's just making time for it. And then also another big thing I wanted to touch into was, before I get into that, I'll end with that one, is how many opportunity lives are you doing this month? Are you going live at all? Are you going live once a week? How many times a week do you go live? Like, who goes live once a week, right? If you can just drop, like, how many times do you go live a week? Every Tuesday, 2 to 3 times a week, often. Game changer, yes. 3 to 5, 1 to 2. So if you're sitting here wondering, like, what the hell do these people go live about? Like, what do they talk about? Like, what do they do, right? Like, I haven't even gone live before. If you are not doing an opportunity live event every week, do one. Make it a goal for the month of December. If you're not going live, we prep our lives, right? If you're not going live, change it. Change it this week. Go live, right? You'll sweat. You'll get nervous. Who cares? They can't see it from the opposite side of the screen. It's cool. So when it comes to going live, I challenge you to schedule one opportunity live a week. Get people on. If you have a team, grab people from your team. Go live together. Diane and I go live every Tuesday. We flip-flop in between, and we're not even on each other's team. Like, we're not. We don't like, she don't benefit me. I don't benefit her when it comes to sales, anything like that. We just go live because we give two different perspectives. I'm a stay-at-home dog mom. She's a full-time teacher with a kid, and like two different hats. Like, we're wearing two different hats, right? But work in the same business. And then every Thursday, I go live with two people from our team and highlight them to show people different lifestyles, how different people work this business, how we all come from a different walk of life and we all come together in the same spot and we all work the same business, right? So if you've never gone live before, reach to your upline, reach to a sideline sister or brother, grab someone and be like, yo, do you want to go live with me this week? Talk to your upline about it, right? It's really not. And once you go live once, the sweats get less every time you do it. All right. It's totally fine. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was nervous before this one, but like once we get talking, I just don't shut up. And that's just the way we roll. But make it a point. Is it every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? You're going to go live on the weekends. Make a plan. If you're looking to go live with your team, schedule it, make an event. Make an event. Because I will tell you, if you are like me and you don't have a sense of, if you don't have a piece of accountability, and you didn't post it on Facebook that you were going to go live on Facebook, guess what? Nobody else knows but me. And like, I don't feel like going live today. So like, I'm just not going to go live. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. All right? Just don't. It's great that's like the power of our own mind. Okay? So hold yourself accountable, create a freaking event, go into Canva. You can create a really quick Facebook event cover, throw it up, post the date and the time that you're going live, share it to your group chats and be like, click going, please. Accountability right there. That's how you do it. All right. So plan out what days, what times you're going to be going live, talking about the opportunity within this business, whether it's by yourself or I challenge you to grab someone on your team or your upline or, if you're a leader, like if you have a team of your own, reach to your downline, bring them live with you, highlight their lives, their Thrive journey. For a quick example, we've been doing Thriving Thursdays. We've brought two people on at a time, and they introduce themselves, where they're from, how old they are, what they do, how they found Thrive, how they started, what their journey has been like. Have they started as a customer? Did they start as a customer, or did they just jump to a promoter? Why did they start? What has their journey been like since then? And everybody's is so different. And I think that's the coolest part about it, is highlighting other people's journeys to let your people know as well, and their people know, and let them see that everybody comes from different walks of life and that you don't have to fit this perfect mold, or you don't have to be exactly like me to do what I do. You can be like Diane, you can be like Coop, you can be like Corinne, you can like so many different people here. You may relate to their story more, but they wouldn't have known that had you not shown that story from someone else. And then another big thing too is making sure that you're taking time to take content pictures. And the holidays are coming up. This is a great time everybody's taking freaking pictures. Just like on Thanksgiving, there's pictures all over social media, posting about the holidays. So take advantage of the holiday time. Crank out a bunch of content. I'm hoping it snows soon because I want to like take pictures out in the snow, but it hasn't done that yet. But schedule a time. Maybe it's once a week. Diane's not making that face. She's like, it drops to 70 degrees and she's in her Snuggie. And I'm like, honey, no, I can't. But make sure you're taking time to create your content, whether it's like you did your hair and makeup one day and like you showered, like go take 30 minutes and snap a few photos in some sunlight. All right. And then another big thing is too, December 2nd is the 2nd of every month, credits drop, right? This is a big thing that at least my nerd brain likes to take advantage of. How are you maximizing? You have all these goals for new customers, samples, new promoters, all this, that, and the third, and you get credits on December 2nd if you refer to friends in the month of November. You get the average of those credits. How are you utilizing them? How are you maximizing them? So me personally, I never end a month with credits. I want to make sure I am dishing those out to as many people as I can, helping as many people as I can. Why? Because you're helping them, which then returns and helps you as well, right? Whether it's hooking up with the discount, whatever the case may be, if it's offering free sculpt, free balance. So a lot of people may ask too, how do I utilize and maximize my credits rather than just for my own self? Do a little bit of math here. It's quite easy. You take your total number of credits. You get to see them December 1st in your cloud office in Lavelle Credits. It'll be pending. You'll be able to use them on December 2nd. Now, I will say, when it comes to like buy one, get one, when they have the BOGO deals, I stock up on my own stuff then. Why? Because I want to use my credits for my people. I want to make sure that I'm utilizing and maximizing them for them rather than just myself. So when BOGO comes up, I challenge you to, not challenge you, but like I advise that stock up on that for your own product, because then not only can you turn that around and sell samples out of it and make money back on it, but then you can take all of your credits and maximize them throughout the month of December. So a few quick ideas that you can jot down. You take your total number of credits. Let's say you want to offer people free shipping for the holidays. Take your total number of credits, divide it by 15. That's usually the average cost for the priority shipping for 3 steps. Unless you get a boatload of product like an $800 pack, then I think it's up towards like $20 or $23. But the average shipping price is about $15. Take your total number of credits, divided by 15. That number equals how many people you can help with free shipping, free priority shipping for the holidays, right? If you want to offer I'm pointing up here. I should probably just grab it, but because all my products are up here. You want to offer free balance with your 3 steps. Take your total number of credits, divide it by 40. That's how many people you can help with free balance. You want to offer free sculpt. Take your total number of credits, divide it by 30. That's how many people you can help with free sculpt. I mean, if you want to help people with the free upgrade to the ultras, if you want it, so all you would have to do with that, take your total number of credits, divide it by 24, and these numbers are how much the products cost. So your credits divided by 24, that equals how many people you can help upgrade to the ultra DFTs for free. However you want to run the sale, maybe there's another, like a big sale that, not a big sale, but like it's a sale where if you want to do a sale on the flat tummy detox, maybe it's $20 flat tummy detox, right? Instead of 40, do it half off with a free 3-day holiday happy pack. Take your total number of credits, divide it by $20, because that's how many credits you would have to transfer. That's how many people you can help. So whatever kind of sale that you're looking to run, whatever the product is that you're offering for free, take your credits, divide it by how much this product costs, or this product or any product costs. That's how many people you can help with your credits. So I hope that's helpful in the sense of how to maximize, because rather than just using it like, oh, I'm going to offer someone $50 off, like, and you have $150 in credits. Okay, cool. Now, like, you helped 3 people when you could have taken those $150 in credits and literally helped 10 people, right? With free priority shipping. So think of it in that aspect. You know, you take 150, you know, $150 for 3 steps with free shipping times 10. If I can get my brain to work right now, no, that did not work. That 150 times 10 does not equal 150. That's $1,500 in sales. There we go. All right. So how do you get that? I'm getting real nerdy with, if you have $150 in credits divided by $15 for free priority shipping, that's 10 people. 10 people on their 3 steps, 150, that's $1,500 in sales, dude. Maximize. You just turn $150 in credits to $1,500 in sales. Maximize. Don't just look to get people like the cheapest price and knock it down to the lowest price that they want to pay. Maximize, know what you have your hands on, and be confident in it. That's where a big piece of this comes from. That's where a big piece of this business comes from, is the confidence in what you have your hands on, product and business-wise. People hear your confidence. People feed off of it. They like feed off of your energy. And that's where people like, know, and trust you to then make that jump into grabbing the product that they've been watching, joining the business that they've been watching you build, right? So always keep that in mind. Get creative with it. And, you know, factor in the holidays to all of this. Like I said, the holiday happy packs, whether it's, you know, offering free shipping during the holiday season and it's free priority shipping. There's so many different ideas that you can go around with this. But the biggest thing that we went over today is, you know, having a plan, knowing what you're doing, especially during a time of year that is super freaking busy. Literally, you could wake up on December 1st, and then like this month will go by and be like, oh my God, it's freaking New Year's. Like, where the hell did this month go? It's just what happens. It's the holidays. It gets busy. Plan it out. Have a plan and execute the shit out of it. That is how you're going to create momentum. When you do that, your team does that, and it creates that duplication. You know how to create a plan. Teach your team how to create a plan. Teach them how to execute it, right? With the tools and resources that we already have our hands on right here. You're not missing anything. I'm going to promise you that right now. If you think that you're missing out on something, if you think that you're missing this key piece, maybe it's just executing what you have your hands on. Maybe it's showing up in a different manner than what you have been. If you've already given up on this month, that sets your tone for December. Like, for real, it's, what is today? It's Sunday. We're on the Sunday night huddle, right? There is a full over 24 hours left of this month. If you have already given up on this month, what tone does that set for you next month? Like, oh, I'll try again. No, there's still so much freaking time. So if you've already counted yourself out, it's like, oh, I checked out till next year at this point, you know? So really know where your mindset is. Know where you are in your business. How important is this to you? Are you going to show up even when it's crazy? Right? But show people the crazy. Everybody's going crazy during the holiday time. So don't feel like you're the only one, right? So just know how you are attacking each month and take this right here. Guess what? Repeat in January, repeat in February, repeat in March. Just keep doing the same, like plan and plan and plan, and just make sure to, the best thing I can ever suggest to anyone that was taught to me was take what you have and execute it. Literally just do it, right? Don't think that you're missing something. Maybe it's just showing up in a different aspect than what you are. Maybe it's gaining that confidence, but you won't gain the confidence and you won't get comfortable with something until you do it. Like going live, you're not going to get comfortable going live until you go live like 100 times. It's just how it is. All right. So I think I'm done rambling, but hopefully this all is beneficial to everybody as we are coming out of November, going into December. But honey, it is not over till it's over. All right. November is not over until 12 a.m. EST Tuesday. It's only Sunday. All right. So Diane, I'm going to pass it back to you to wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So yeah, like Katie said, just do it, execute it. I will say, Katie and I hold each other accountable. We'll send each other messages like, hey, just putting this out there, hold me accountable. This is my goal for this month. Hold me accountable. That's it. And she'll send me hers and we check in with each other. Like she said, we're not on each other's team. We don't benefit each other at all, other than, she's my best friend in the whole world. So, we benefit each other in other ways, but business wise, we don't benefit each other, but we do hold each other accountable. Yes, Emily, I do place the order underneath my son's account. I'll get paid back commissions off of that. And what I do with that is I normally use that to purchase the non-slip socks from Amazon. I just keep all my receipts and they're saved in Amazon, like in your little account. You can go to your order history, and as long as you have that, you're good to go. Tying back into that, it's a busy time of the year, y'all, but it is a time to show people your gratitude. Maybe you want to create a flyer and send out an email just thanking your customers for all of their support that they've given you in your business throughout the year. Maybe you want to send that like a Christmas card. Maybe you want to send it on New Year's Eve, just kind of wrapping up the year. Maybe you want to send out some kind of handwritten card or holiday card to, the people on your team. They have been working really hard towards, everyone has goals. So they've been working really hard. Show them appreciation. Show them that you really do care about them as a person and you are so thankful for them. I try to send handwritten cards out at least once a year. With me teaching, it is quite the busy season, but I'm going to make it a point to do that this year also. So just making sure that you are taking this time to also, thank customers and promoters. And I think that's it, Katie.
I really love to stress the fact of expressing gratitude instead of sitting in a space where maybe I don't even like to call it slow. It's just a different season that we're going through. Welcome
Yeah.
to the world of network marketing. Like, welcome to the business. Welcome to the industry. This is just how it works. This is how it works. It's riding out the waves, and not every wave is going to be the same. You just grow through it or you fall off, right?
Yeah.
I don't like to say that it's normal for people to fall off, but it's not normal for people to ride through it. So don't be normal and ride through it. And express that gratitude to those who have already supported you along the way, rather than focusing on I'm not getting. Appreciate those who have, even if it was a customer that, or someone that bought a sample. Maybe it was a customer that freaking purchased back in March and they haven't purchased since then. Maybe it's a promoter that signed up right back in May, but they haven't done anything with it since. Just saying thank you for being a part of something, even like, and that list might be extensive. So maybe it's creating an email, or writing out those handwritten cards, but just show that sense of gratitude, show your appreciation for people, and everyone loves a little extra something, not like gift wise, but just, being appreciated and being seen and being heard. And, it's like, I see you, like, and thank you. So don't forget about that this season. It does add a little extra work to the plate, but a little extra work and a little extra care goes a long freaking way, in your business, with your customers and your promoters and with your team. And other than that, I think that's it, Diane. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. Just, I want to make sure it saves